Hi, my name is Hannah,
I'm Isiah.
and we have a 2-year-old, amazing, wild puppy named Warren, and he is a mix of a bunch of different breeds: Aussie Shepherd, Pit Bull, Hound, German Shepherd, you name it. We have had quite a few ups and downs in our journey with him. We worked with a trainer in the past who really helped us lay some groundwork on how to start managing his behavior. Over the last 6 months to a year, we saw a lot of his behavior get really intense and really hard to manage. He would jump on our counters, he would jump on people, he would pull on the leash, he would bark at dogs at the window, and had some aggression and some biting incidents, unfortunately. And it came to a head at one point, and we needed more help. And so we reached out to Brian. We found him through a Google search and got on the phone with him and spent like over an hour on the phone, which was amazing. Just expressing our concerns and really feeling a lot of anxiety and feeling super overwhelmed, but talked through what his needs were and his ways to manage and start looking at a board and train opportunity. We were able to get in really quickly, thankfully, and start his 6-week board and train program, and it was a game changer for us.
That initial call was extremely helpful in feeling like it was a judgment-free zone. We were very much on kind of an edge. We felt like we were just completely underwater and overwhelmed with some of the behaviors Hannah had mentioned, the lunging, the starting to show that aggression. And that first call with Brian was probably longer than he was expecting to be on the phone that afternoon. But he was able to walk through what these breeds are, what they are bred to do, how that plays into this behavior, how his combination of breeds plays into the behavior. And even though that first call gave us a ton of just hope and understanding that it was possible for Warren to be more manageable at home and be just a really great companion for us.
And prior to that, we really were adapting to Warren every need and every behavior issue. And, we were always hesitant to have friends over or sit down for dinner because we were afraid he would jump up and eat our food, and had a lot of anxiety. And that initial call gave us a lot of hope that there was change possible, and that he could live in our everyday life, not us trying to adapt to every whim that he had.
So we had an incident where we took our eyes off Warren for a minute, and he saw from across the room, saw that our front door was slightly ajar. He ran over to the front door, nuzzled it open with his nose, found a way to open the door, got out, and unfortunately bit one of our neighbors in our apartment complex. And so this was the point where we went, this is absolutely unacceptable. We have to have a way to manage this.
We needed somebody who had the expertise to deal with dogs like Warren, who had a bite history, who from the everyday person's eye seemed unmanageable. Several trainers don't work with dogs that have that history or are kind of on the far spectrum of extreme behavior. So we needed somebody who would be equipped to do that and comfortable and knowledgeable, but also somebody who really understood our desire to not have major extreme negative consequence type of training, something that was more balanced, and something that would have long-term sustainable effects.
I think starting out, the first thing that was incredible was Brian was able to get us in I think 2 or 3 days after that first initial call, which was totally above and beyond. And so being able to get him in and get him started so quickly was incredible. Abby and Brian were both on top of answering any questions that we had throughout this time. It was a really incredible experience for us because we had such a really stressful sort of 2 weeks leading up to it. And then the months of behavior that Warren had been dealing with, our stress levels had gotten so high that having a 6-week board and train allowed us to kind of decompress and really reset how we thought about our day-to-day lives and how we could work Warren into that life rather than just shaping our entire life around our dog. And really, I felt took the time to understand where we were with Warren, help point out where the specific challenge points in our apartment complex was going to be, specific doors that we're going to be extra careful going through, how to walk with our dog, specifically how to identify the moments when he's getting escalated and how to correct those before they turn into lunging or a more extreme behavior. We felt like we actually had the ability to keep up those expectations after that training program.
The mindset shift that Brian gave us he started communicating that on our very first call and reiterated it every conversation that we had. And those mindset shifts of how we relate to our dog and how we communicate with him, they were totally different than what we were used to. And those seeds that he planted in each conversation helped us redefine that relationship, especially while he was in the board and train. So by the time he got home, we were familiar with that redefinition and ready to start implementing those changes when he came home. We're able to have friends over and not be afraid that he's gonna jump on them. He stays on his place the whole time. We are currently painting our home and we had like 10 people painting and there was noise and power tools and people walking around, and he stayed on his place the entire time, and it was just amazing. This
is a dog that you need to have management of. He's always needs to be managed because he's a working breed and needs a job to do. So helping us know what that management looks like, when is enough, and us being able to build that skill so that when we're out in public, we're able to manage that and also still have a conversation with somebody.
We really wish we had done this very much early on, not just to avoid the situations that we've been in, but to set the building blocks for Warren's life. It's been a total mindset shift of just our relationship with our dog.
Be intentional about understanding your dog, just to really educate yourself on what this wild animal that lives in your house can be, what their personality really is. I think the tools that we've gotten from this training have helped us immensely in giving Warren the best life he can have.